bill hearing.
But
You may proceed with your questions or comments.
Okay, this is, as you have heard, a very important historic decision we are hearing, and the three different measures, a couple of them are just for hearing, and the later last item will be voted upon. You can defend either side, but from my point of view, there are so many illegal and then also unethical elements in this attempt by changing this ACA 8 in the Constitution. And the reason is that we do have already chosen so-called independent citizens redistricting commission that had been already appointed and only based upon 2020 election, 2020 the population census data, the districts have been already drawn, and that was from to me, it was very decisive ballots rather than just a bare over 50% was 61% to my data was 61.3% voter approved of the commission. So I have a total trust on the election redistricting commission, and 10-year cycle comes very quickly, and the preparation for that and then also the whole process of hearing the citizens' input into the process before the final map has been drawn. It takes a lot of time, but this one is just for next 3 election cycles. In reaction as a retaliatory reaction to other states which you are condemning, and if you follow the same condemnable actions, then Californians should be condemned by other people. Why should we follow that same suit and then we destroy our good model that we have chosen? You are talking about the defending the democracy. Which side is a better action to defend the fair election redistricting that has been fairly and approved by citizens, and that cycle is going to be only applied next 3 election cycles? So who can guarantee that? So with that statement, I have also some statements and then also some questions to ask to the, first of all, opposition witness. Governor Newsom has said that this legislation and the ballot measure have the explicit goal of electing more Democrats to Congress, right? That was his statement. Do you agree that the main purpose of redrawing the maps is to elect more Democrats to the House of Representatives?
Is that a question for the author?
Yeah, no, to the opposition witness. So yes or no?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, that is the stated purpose, is to elect more Democrats.
Okay. Now that leaves me.
May I add something to this? In all due fairness, none of us
through
were.
the chair.
Pardon?
Through the chair.
Oh, I'm sorry. May I just add something briefly? Because none of us were actually, as citizen commissioners, involved in this process. This would be within your power to request for the rationale and the data to be released so that we have a clear understanding. With the commissions, it was very public and transparent what the drivers were. But this is what has been publicly said, is that it is to elect more Democrats.
Okay. Thank you. And then I'm going to ask the Senator Cabaldon, because you are right now speaking on behalf of the author. It is my understanding that these new maps only take effect you stated the answer to that, but I want to reaffirm. If some of the states redistricts, in other words, our all effort, even if this passes, will be nullified.
That's correct, Senator. If these only become effective at any stage in this process, if another state adopts a new congressional district map that isn't required by a court order.
So obviously, I'm the only Republican member among the 5 members of this election committee and the constitutional amendment. Vote will be taken place, but I am kind of worried that my single vote is not going to defend or win. So we'll see how it goes. But if it passes and the ACA 80 is placed in the ballot measure, and let's suppose that the citizens approve of that, even then, can you stop it?
Yes. So the terms of the constitutional amendment itself that the voters will vote on is what includes the trigger. And so the trigger, if the voters approve it and the trigger isn't pulled, then it doesn't take effect.
So that will be a condition that the other states will redistrict.
Yes, and that's directly in the measure, this measure that the people of California would vote upon themselves.
Oh, okay. And then I will move on to, would that mean that these maps will go into effect next year, even though no state redistricting this year? So you said that is not the case. So it's not going to trigger. Correct?
That's correct. So the plain language of the bills and what the voters will vote on is that these will become operative only if Texas, Florida, or another state adopts a new congressional district map that takes effect after August 1st, 2025 and before January 1st, 2031, unless that redistricting is required by a court order in another state.
Oh, okay. Then how long does this condition last? If Texas decides to do the mid-decade redistricting because of the court order in 2 years, do these maps automatically take effect?
I'd say the committee chief consultant has wanted to provide a clarification.
No, you already answered this.
Okay. Yeah, so the period that this applies to is August 1st of this year until January 1st of 2031. After that point, then the commission process that is in the current Constitution and is undisturbed by this measure would recommence after the conclusion of the census.
Okay, now this leads to next question. Is this a condition triggered if a Democrat run state redistricts? In other words, whichever city among the state that may be, that will be in the ballot measure, that the trigger clause will be embedded in there.
Yes, that's correct. The language of this measure is without regard to the partisan makeup of any of the other states. It's important to note no Democratic state has or has been considering independently rigging the elections or the congressional districts in this way. So the practical effect certainly is only quote-unquote red states, because it's only Texas, Florida, and some of their colleagues that have been contemplating this aggressive action to attack the elections next year. But yes, the actual language of this measure that would be voted upon by the people would affect blue states and red states equally.
Okay. This question is also related. Is this a condition triggered if an independent commission in another state redistricts and it results in a net gain of Democratic congressional seats?
As I understand, and the committee staff or others want to interject, that's fine. But that none of the other states that have independent commissions, that those commissions are not authorized to do mid-decade redistricting either, just as ours is not. Okay. So that hypothetical cannot happen in the absence of a constitutional amendment in other states.
Okay. under current law, the legislature cannot draw the lines, draw them for the purpose of partisan gerrymandering, or draw them mid-decade. Shouldn't we be asking the people's permission first to do these things rather than drawing the lines and then asking the voters to approve our unconditional, unconstitutional actions? In other words, placing cart before the horse?
Well, Senator, like you, I served as a mayor for quite a long time, and my experience has been that voters want us to get to the point, and sending them 2 or 3 different stages when we all know what it is that we're attempting to accomplish does not advance democracy. That in this case, the voters will have all their choices at once to vote on, the authorization in the Constitution and the maps themselves. So they're able to vote on the abstract question with the actual maps that they can choose and look at themselves and evaluate them according to those criteria. The Constitution, let's be clear, the Constitution doesn't say what you said about the legislature. What it says is that the legislature can't intervene in the decennial, in the every 10-year process. When the commission is convened after the census and it draws the maps according to that process, the legislature may not intervene in that process to do the things that you said or to impose a party purpose on it. The Constitution is silent with respect to mid-decade redistricting, and this measure allows the people to decide if, when, and how that will proceed.
We have other committee members who'd like to ask questions and comments. Senator Choi, we can move right back to you. Let me allow
one more question.
Let me come back to you. Let me allow Senator Umberg.
If he only has one more question,
Would you defer?
I'll defer.
Okay, go ahead. Vice Chair Choi, you may ask your question.
Yeah, are the voters being given to opportunity to see each congressional map on the ballot, as well as opportunity directly approve each congressional map as promised by the governor?
Yes, the voters have already the opportunity to see those maps. And this is the first time ever. So there was a decade, I don't remember the year, when the voters voted in a referendum on district maps previously, once before. And I remember being a voter in that case, and I thought, how do I get this map? How do I know? How do I make sense of it? This time, there is an interactive map that has been up since last week already for those maps to be available. And I want to emphasize to this point, because we also heard it in the opposition testimony. In the commission's normal process, there is a 14-day period by which those maps, before they are voted on by the commission, are available for public inspection. In this case, the maps have been published. They have been on this committee's website since Friday, and they will be available for 78 days for public inspection, and they are available in the most user-friendly form, which is an interactive web-based map that all Californians are used to being able to inspect, as well in every other form possible, including the 300-page bill that we had last night for those who love to look at census tracts. But these are transparent maps so that voters can zoom in, see exactly where they live, what their communities of interest are, and evaluate them on their own when they cast their votes, whether or not to approve these maps in November.
Thank you.